Oh yeah. It's before your time, young bucks. For years I've been hearing I got to start a podcast. So finally, went through with it. Right now, here is where I'm at. Finalizing the artwork, finalizing the day. I think I'm going to release it on Monday nights. It's going to be pre-recorded. It's going to be for a month to start off. So one episode, 1 week on a Monday. It's going to be me going over boxing news, etc., etc. The next week we'll have a guest where here's what I've learned. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, and I feel that with my knowledge of all the rankings and my deep coverage of the sport, we got some fire right there. We got a niche where I just don't want to get just any boxer on the podcast. I want matchmakers. We got questions, right? Have you ever wondered where do they come up with some of these fights? Where do they find a Tom Schwartz? How does he get in the rankings? Where does a guy like Emmanuel Navarrete, current 122-pound WBO champion, like where do they come up with a? Remember the guy that beat Robert Guerrero all those years on Spike TV? I think I said it this way. Like where do they say yo, what the fuck? Like we need a fight for Robert Guerrero. Like let's call up motherfucking Robert Peralta, see what he doing. Like let's get him in there. How does this stuff come about? We want to get some matchmakers on the phone, on the line, on the podcast. We want to get some promoters on the phone. We want to get down to the nitty gritty. We don't have any allegiances or any alliances to any boxer, promoter. All this shit here is organic and it's very expensive. I got to be honest with you. I've gotten a little bit tired and fed up with a lot of the old guard in boxing media, and they wonder why people are streaming their fights more than ever, and they keep trying to chase this elusive 2 million. I don't think boxing is at a point where it can get to 2 million buys again. Who right now, I'm trying to think of a 2 million buy pay-per-view bike fight here in the United States right now with the current crop of boxers that we have. Who can give us 2.5 unless Mayweather comes out of retirement, fights Pacquiao again, Conor McGregor again? There's some, I don't even want to go down that route. Talking about whatever fucking shit's going on with Floyd right now. But I've gone through hell, and thousands of dollars lost in a time where it is crippling to lose income. Especially for those who have been following me, and you know that I have a stalker baby mom out there who is doing everything in her power to shut my business down or to shut this whole thing down. That's almost over, by the way. I've got a stranglehold on that. The pendulum after 5 years has swung. That clock is about to strike 12, baby. Shout out to OJ and Kyle. So I look at it like this. I've been told, TstreeT, you need to start a podcast. With your knowledge and, you can do really, really well in a podcast. And podcasts are easy to produce. I've been in the trenches the last several weeks researching. I was researching podcasts before, but not like I have been the last several weeks. The do's and the don'ts, how to start off, the equipment needed. For example, a lot of people have been bitching at me about my microphone. I had to go back and use this microphone without using the old mixer because I don't want to put all that stuff back together again. So basically, got a new microphone. The USB port went. So I had to send it back via warranty. It'll be back tomorrow. Right now, it is 10:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, June the 17th, Monday, 2019. So the podcast, once again, is going to be likely on Mondays. I'll release it. It's going to be pre-recorded. On the podcast, we're going to talk about all the boxing of the week, upcoming events, etc., etc. They're going to be playing interviews, post-fight interviews. Right now I'm finalizing the artwork, the music I'm going to be using. It's going to be an hour long, no more than 90 minutes. I really want to be an hour, to start. Now, it's only going to be 4 podcasts a month to start off. One will be fight week, and then I'm going to be doing another podcast for anybody who want to go deep down the rabbit hole. Also, I'm going to talk about that. I have to use a whole different video to talk about what I'm going to be doing with this right here, TstreeT Uncut. I'm going to talk about that next. But right now, we're talking about the podcast. So, podcast right now, there's about, I'm going to say, from what I've researched, about a good 500 to 600,000 podcasts, to where there's about 500 million content creators or content creators on YouTube. Podcasts are easier to produce, not as much stress. They are edited. I do all my videos live and uncut, and that's something I feel I don't get enough credit for. To toot my own horn, I don't do any edits. Well, now I'm doing little quick cuts. But there's no script, especially when I do my post-fight videos. A lot of people, when they comment on my post-fight videos, they don't understand that I'm watching that fight real time. It's not that I watch the fight an hour later, 2 hours. As the fight's ending, I'm clicking record. And I don't do any delays. I'm not rewinding or anything like that. I'm watching, and it's like, all right, we got to get this video out. So, podcast is coming. It is going to be, I'm doing sound tests. I got slowed down a couple of weeks because of the microphone, as I told you. It's going to be here tomorrow. So I'm going to be doing sound tests this week and making sure all my levels and everything are fine. I'm going to do a mock podcast where I'm going to, just record, and edit it up and upload it. The podcast is going to be available on iTunes, Blog Talk Radio, and we'll figure out all that stuff. I have some more research to do in regards to RSS feeds. I want to make sure that it's going to be everywhere. In regards to Patreon, that's something that I'm not going to be exploring just yet. I want to see how my Monday show is going to go. So to put things in perspective once more, Mondays I'm going to have a YouTube show from 12 to 2. I fought very hard. I'm going to drill this into your head to be able to bring you highlights. Brief highlights via fair use for parody, news, criticism, etc. It's legal. I've been getting a hard time for years. However, things have changed. Shout out to the Zone. Shout out to Guillermo over on Top Rank. Shout out to Matt Donovan over at Showtime. Shout out to CBS Events. Shout out to Keith over at Fight.tv. BT Sport, they've always been cool. It's not easy to do. It's been a lot of emails have been going unanswered. There's been a lot of threats, and I just, it's been tiring, especially with the fact that I'm covering the sport. But once again, it's the fact that I'm not in a suit. I'm wearing a hat. I'm wearing a hoodie, and it's not as bad enough that YouTube, not just in boxing, is full of clickbaiters and everybody's out trying to scam and, not do their part. Of course, we're here to all make money, but also we have to provide a service. I have to make sure that I'm covering the sport, So the YouTube show is going to be on Mondays consistently from 12 to 2. The post-fight show is returning. Both of those shows are going to have call-ins via Skype, via telephone. We're going for uncut content. We're going for uncut, rated, mature, 18 plus content. Also, I'm toning down the curse words in my post-fight videos, if you haven't noticed. I got to start toning down anyway because I'm going to be doing a lot of videos with my daughter around. So I'm in practice. So I'm going to be toning down the curse words like a whole lot. But in regards to the post-fight show, that's going to be uncut. We're going to be going hard. Coffee, everything. We're going to be going hard. Yes, I started drinking coffee. I picked up drinking coffee at 35 years old. It's been helping. It's good for the mind, I've learned. So I'm not really for the caffeine. Can't do it. I could be having panic attacks and anxiety. And that's the only issue I'm having. So I'm trying to find a coffee. I've been researching what's the differences between like dark blends and medium blends. I don't want the caffeine. And turns out that from when I'm researching, dark blends have less caffeine than medium and light blends. Weird, right? So I think I'm going to be bougie with my coffee. I think I'm going to do that, like start getting like, imported shit or whatever. But anyway, so consistency is the key. And with what I know about boxing and with the call-ins and the video content, there should be no reason why that Monday show shouldn't, like, I understand it's going to take some building. But, things are going to get better. I mean, look, I remember I was doing videos where it wasn't any of this, stuff. I got a website now that don't get no respect, by the way. It's hard keeping up with this website. We got the writers. Shout out to Joe, Gary, Mikey, Tony. We're bringing on some more. And what I'm looking for now in my life and with the brand is consistency. I never had this freedom before of like being healthy. And like with my custody issue after all these years, that clock, shout out to OG and Kyle. Once again, her clock has struck 12. So with, the financial stability that I have, with, my mind, I'm as educated and as healthy as I've ever been. So it's time to start doing the things that we need to do. I have the means now to travel out to LA and to Vegas for a few days after I get rid of these legal fees, but that's going to be over soon in the next couple of weeks. $3,500, actually $4,500 if I count. So 45, wait a minute. No. 25, 35, $4,200 in between lawyers' fees and child support in 40 days that I've had to pay. And I'm almost done paying. I'll be finished paying by July the 4th. Independence Day. So after that, July is going to be good. So what I'm waiting for right now is I'm waiting for the Pacquiao Thurman TV content schedule. Like PBC Countdown, Face to Face. And I'm treating that as my season premiere. So, of course, I probably missed out on a lot of things. So feel free to ask your questions down below. Also, Teespring. We're going to have clothing from 2 outlets. My partner has been asking me about it. I'm behind. It's tough being an entrepreneur, man. It's always something that's got to be done. The amount of emails. Let me tell you how many times my phone has went off since I've been here doing this video the last 12 minutes. About a good 8-9 times. So it's always things that got to be done. But now, things are evening out. So stay tuned for the podcast. I got some really good things in store. And yes, you will be able to listen to the podcast and download it after. All of our episodes are going to be on the cloud. We're not going through that. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's very cheap for people to do a podcast. And then like after 2-3 episodes, you can't like see anymore. All of them are going to be logged. It's the most exciting thing or project that I've had in so long. Like I'm hype about it. I can't wait. So I just can't wait for my new microphone to get here so I can start, messing around. I got some new paid content, not paid content, paid software that I've downloaded. Like we're really, really going hard. So sound is going to be sorted out. I got some real good things, planned for the website. So thanks for all those who've been supporting me all these years, man. Thanks to the team. I'm really, really tired of boxing media in a sense, more so the old guard. There's a lot of sometimes I just wonder like if they're doing their job or just because it's their job and they don't have any passion anymore, or they're being obtuse. And like look at me as being like I got another channel. I haven't started another channel. It's been here, but got a new channel I'm going to be putting content out on for those who want to go deep down a rabbit hole and you want to talk about conspiracies and hear me talk about world news, hip hop news, entertainment news. Got another channel, TstreeT UNCUT. No videos on here yet. This channel, of course, people are always going to ask me about boxing on this other channel, but it's 3 different things I'm doing. 3 different things I'm doing. The podcast, I'm going to refrain from uploading the podcast to YouTube. The podcast will be on the website. as well as the videos will be on the website. I'm bringing somebody on very, very soon. Actually, he's already been on the team to make sure that they put my key videos. I'm not going to spam. I'm talking about my key videos, like preview videos along with the press releases. You know, make sure we put interviews on the website. But the podcast is going to be on the website. I'm not going to upload the episodes to YouTube. The TstreeT Uncut content is going to have its own podcast as well. So there's going to be, this is going to be just whatever I feel like uploading about world news. I'm going to be doing documentaries and everything. Like seriously. This is my baby right here. You know, this TstreeT Uncut. So I'm going to save that for another video. In regards to my fight week content here, of course, my post-fight videos are not going to go anywhere. There's going to be the post-fight show. There's going to be the post-fight show with the post-fight content, special press conferences or major press conferences, or, you know, if I feel, you know, if I'm up and I'm not doing anything, yes, we're going to be doing streams for press conferences. But my weekday boxing content, unless it's like big news or significant news, we're focusing on, you know, post-fight and the show from 12 to 2. So I can squeeze everything. I almost spilled my coffee. I can't squeeze everything in regards to, that's what she said. In regards to what I want to talk about with TstreeT Uncut, so I'll just save that for another video. So if you have any suggestions or any questions, or if you want to know, like, so, you know, what's going to this and what guests are you going to be getting on the podcast, we're working on that. But I'm telling you that I'm going for my podcast to be like no other from what I've heard. And when it comes to the guest, I want to get Enoye on the phone with a good translator. You know, I want to get, you know, people on the podcast that people never thought that, oh, they got them on the podcast. You know, let's see what let's see what David White's doing. You know, where's the Rhino? I know that'd be a crazy podcast. What's up with Ty and Booth? I want to talk to him. You know, what's up with Russell Peltz? Did you know that he promoted Al Heyman's brother Bobby Heyman versus Sugar Ray Leonard? I tried to talk to him about it. He ducked me. This was at former press conference here in Philly. What used to be the Spaghetti Warehouse. That's where we're going with it. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.